Google Antigravity has been shipping fast, and the one update that actually changes how the tool works. Agent Teams is now a real feature. You run one/command/teamwork preview, and instead of a single agent grinding through your task one step at a time, Antigravity spins up a whole team of specialized sub-agents that split the work, coordinate in the background, and hand you back a finished result. Google put it plainly on their account, calling it a new way to ship software. Agent Teams is the part worth slowing down on. If you watched my last video, you already know Google had the Teamwork Preview command floating around for paid plans. That was the same system they showed off building a full operating system from a single prompt, using 93 sub-agents and burning through 2.6 billion tokens in about 12 hours. Back then, it felt more like a demo, something Google wanted to prove was possible. Now they have shipped it as an actual named feature and even presented it at the AI Engineer World's Fair, which tells you they are treating this as their main pitch, not a lab experiment. The word that matters, in Google's own description, is dynamic. Earlier versions of this felt like a fixed assembly line where the same roles ran in the same order every time. Now, when you run the command, Antigravity reads what you actually asked for and builds the team around that specific task. So one agent takes the planning and architecture. A couple of others go build different pieces at the same time. Another one writes the tests. A reviewer checks the code as it comes in, and a verification agent at the end checks whether what got built actually matches what you asked for in the first place. People digging into it have spotted role names like worker, reviewer, critic, and auditor, which gives you a rough sense of how the labor gets divided. What you get out of this is closer to watching a real engineering team than watching an autumn complete. One agent can be wiring up the back end while another handles the front end, and the reviewer is reading diffs the moment they land. Because all the coordination happens in the background, you are not sitting there flipping between 6 chat windows trying to keep track. You hand it the task, the team organizes itself, and you watch the whole thing from the agent manager like a lead engineer checking in on progress. For anyone building something bigger than a weekend project, that shift in how you relate to the tool is the interesting part. You stop being the person typing every instruction and start being the person reviewing the output. Now here is the honest part, and I said the same thing last time. This feature eats tokens like nothing else. There are already people on the Google forums who kicked off a teamwork run, watched it work beautifully, and then slammed straight into their quota right in the middle. And the frustrating bit is there is still no clean way to pause a run when your quota runs dry. It just stops. Your code can be sitting there, half-finished, and you are left cleaning up. So my advice stays exactly the same as before. Use Agent Teams for the big stuff where running things in parallel actually pays off, like a full app build, a heavy refactor, or a multi-part feature. Do not fire up a team of agents to rename a variable or change a button color. And check that you have real quota headroom before you start, because there is still no cost estimate shown before a run kicks off. You are flying a little blind on price, which for a feature this expensive is the thing I most want fixed. There is also a fair criticism floating around the developer community that is worth repeating because it is not just hype. The hard problem with multi-agent setups is coordination. The planning agent and the building agents can drift apart partway through a task, and a verification step that only checks surface-level errors will not catch it when the whole thing quietly wanders off from what you meant. So the real test is not whether this looks cool in a demo. It is whether the agents actually stay aligned on a messy real-world codebase over a long run. That is the open question, and it is the thing to watch as more people put it through real work instead of clean demos. All right, moving to the smaller releases, because there is genuinely useful stuff packed in. The first thing I like a lot is the new /btw command. While you are mid-conversation with an agent that is deep into some task, you can type /btw, and it opens a quick, single-response side agent that still has the full context of what you are working on. So if you just want to ask something like, "What does this function do?" or "Why did you pick this library?" you get your answer without cluttering up the main thread. The main conversation stays clean and focused. They have since improved it too, so it persists. When you switch conversations, it shows you it's thinking, and they fixed a bug where it would fail to retry in the background if you closed it. Small feature, but it is the kind of thing you end up using constantly. The same release added conversation search. You press Ctrl F or Command F and search the visible text in a conversation. Sounds basic, but long agent runs get enormous. And scrolling for that one command it ran 20 minutes ago was genuinely painful. They also added PDF attachments for the Gemini models, so you can drag a spec, a paper, or some documentation straight into the chat and feed it to the agent. And there is a nice detail that connects to the team stuff. The overview pane now shows every nested sub-agent in a conversation, not just the ones one level down. So when a teamwork run spawns agents that spawn their own agents, you can finally see the whole tree instead of just the top layer. Then came the quota screen redesign, which was overdue. The Models tab in Settings now gives you a clear read on used versus remaining credits. Quota confusion has been the #1 complaint about Antigravity since it launched. People had no clue how much they had spent or when it reset. It is still not a full estimator, and I still want it to tell me what a task will cost before it runs. But at least you can now see where you stand. Google actually pushed this out ahead of the IDE version because the feedback was so, and they reset weekly quotas at the same time. 2 other things in there matter. They fixed a bug where the agent security mode was silently reverting instead of saving, which was a real problem since strict mode is a safety setting. And they added the config and cache folders to the sensitive paths list so the agent now asks before touching them in strict mode. The next release brought a built-in anti-gravity guide skill, and more tools should copy this. When you ask Antigravity about itself, like how a feature works or where a setting lives, it now pulls from actual product knowledge instead of hallucinating a made-up menu from training data. Anyone who has watched an AI tool confidently invent its own settings screen knows exactly why this is a good idea. That release also added audio file playback in the viewer. A conversation with setting saved refreshed login tokens to the OS keyring so you get fewer login prompts, and a warning when you try to create a project that duplicates folders you already have open. None of these are flashy, but this is 3 releases in roughly 3 weeks, and they are clearly working straight down the feedback list, which is what you want to see. Last thing, and this one is a heads up more than a feature. Gemini CLI is now shut off for regular users. Back on June 18th, Gemini CLI and the Gemini Code Assist IDE extensions stopped serving requests for Google AI Pro, Ultra, and free individual users. Enterprise licenses and paid API keys keep working, but for everyone else, the Antigravity CLI is now the only first-party option. That is where most of the backlash came from, and it is a fair complaint. The migration itself is not terrible. So zooming out, the picture is clear. Agent Teams is the headline now, and Google is betting the future of shipping software looks like a dynamic team of agents planning, building, and verifying in parallel while you act more like a manager than a coder. Around that, they are grinding through the boring but important stuff: quota visibility, search, security, duplicate projects. The 2 things I still want are a real cost preview before a teamwork run starts, and a proper pause and resume when quota runs out. Fix those, and this goes from a cool demo to something you can actually lean on day to day. Let me know in the comments if you have run a teamwork task yet and how many tokens it ate. If this was useful, drop a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.